Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today we have Mason here with us and we are going to basically talk about going back to school and stuff like that and how she was actually feeling, and I'm no doubting that she is not the only young person who's actually been feeling the way that she has. So I thought it would be a good idea to do a wee video on it for you. It might be of help to some other young person. I know that like the English schools and stuff aren't due back until after Scottish, so it might be of help to them for when they are due to go back. So just to bring you up to speed, Mason was not feeling the whole going back to school because of the COVID situation that we are currently in, and we've been speaking about it for a few weeks, and she says that she just wasn't really feeling, the going back to school, feeling nervous, feeling apprehensive, all that kind of a stuff. So
what's that noise?
Is it your phone ringing?
No.
Maybe it's Patrick's.
I
I think it's Patrick's snoring, but anyway.
It's...
So so we've been talking about it and she's just not been feeling very up for going back at all. So yesterday I ended up phoning the school and speaking to her pastoral care teacher, and the pastoral care teacher says, was it yesterday I phoned the school actually? 2 days ago. I had phoned the school and says, that Mason wasn't really feeling up to it and stuff. So her pastoral care teacher was very reassuring and very comforting, and had given us the option of Mason going in this morning. So we went in at 8 o'clock this morning for Mason to see how the school was going to be set up and what the setup actually was and stuff like that. So I'll let Mason maybe say a wee bit and see how the school is set up and how she's maybe feeling now that she's actually been. So what was the school set up? And when she was going in this morning she was super apprehensive and
sick, didn't
yeah, she just felt like, yeah, I'm just not for this at all. But we went in and she met Miss McNaught.
Yeah. Oh, right, Anne. Right. So, we walked, when you come through our school doors, you can go right or left, and we went right. And you go through that corridor past the hall, and there's music, so you can go like up to music, or you can go down to PE. That's right.
Yeah.
So if you go up to music, then you can't go back down the way. You need to go all the way along, and then there's like a big long corridor, then you need to go all the way down across the school, and then you need to go down, and then you need to start over from there again, don't you, to your next class. Or you can go down to PE and then go along the PE hall, can't you? So when you get into the PE, then they've already assigned changing rooms to people, so they'll go into there, and then they have numbers, so there's like 20 or 30 different numbers, and some people change in the changing room and some people change in the hall, and then everybody will go out to the pitch, and then you need to like wipe down everything in your area, like even the floor and all that, don't you? And then you keep going straight ahead from PE, and then there's the lunch hall. And in the lunch hall, they said that like they would only really want you to be close to people that you're like really close with, and like if you're spending a day, like so if you were if you were with someone at break, they'd want you to really go out lunch with them because you've been with them the whole day. That's right, isn't it? So there's an indoor and an outdoor, and the way you go in through one door and you need to come out through the other door.
So it's a one-way system that they've got, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you're only allowed to go all one way.
Yeah.
So that you aren't passing one another and passing germs and speaking and passing germs as you are walking.
Yeah. And then once you're done with your break, if you sit down, then you need to wipe down the chair, don't you? And then you go like through the next part, and that's home ec and business and admin, well, some of it. And so you go through, and then there's one room, and that's a home ec room, and then there's a door right across from that. And you can normally go up, but you can't go through that door. You can only come down and then go left, and you can't go right. And then you go through, and there's tech and admin.
So how you've described that to me, because I never actually went on the walk round the school with Mason, so I thought that it was best that Mason deal with it on her own with her teacher. And then I wasn't influencing Mason in any way, or it was all how she actually felt. So how you're actually describing that, it sounds quite complicated. And
It is quite complicated.
is it?
Mm-hmm.
Because you feel now quite confident.
Well, it for someone now it would sound complicated, but when you think about it, and when you know what you're talking about, it's not.
Yeah, so how you're describing that though to people who are maybe watching, that would maybe sound quite complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but do you feel that's how it actually is? Does it feel complicated, or is the system quite simple to
It's
get
quite
used to?
simple. Well,
Once
I've
you've
not
walked,
been- well,
once you've walked through it.
Yeah, when she said that, and I was like really confused, but then when we went, I understood it.
Right.
So you keep going straight down, and then you can either go out by one door, or you can only go upstairs. Normally, and there's a middle landing you can go to maths, but you can't go through that door. So you need to go all the way up, and then there's like another middle landing, and then that's how you would get to art and another business and admin room. And then you can only go down the stairs, you can't come up those stairs. So then you keep going up again, and then there's science and English, and you can only go up, not down. And then you go all the way along, and then you can either go through the double doors, but you can't come through them again. So you need to walk down and then round the staff corridor, and then down to the office.
So the staff corridor that is normally assigned just for staff has now been opened up to pupils
to walk through.
To walk through.
Because you need to go to the library sometimes.
Right, okay.
So then if you don't go through the doors, then you can turn left. And then that's like the same corridor as the one where you come up from music.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go down the stairs, and then that's where like pastoral care and the printer room and jobs and careers. And then there's the other corridor there. And then that's the maths and social subjects corridor in Spanish. And you need to go one way, and there's sanitisers about everywhere. When you go into each class, they make you put hand sanitizer on, then they make you wipe down your seat and your table, and then they make you sanitise on the way back out again. They have these sanitising carts in every room, and they have antibacterial wipes as well. The toilets, I think they're getting cleaned every 30 minutes.
And in between your classes, what's happening with your books?
So when most teachers are doing it, they all everybody gets a pencil and a folder in each one, and then you normally put it in the box. But then I said that I didn't want to do that, because normally we did this in maths, and like everybody would all be like huddled up, and everybody would be touching your book, and then they would all be touching you trying to get it. So I said that I'm just going to put mine in my bag, didn't I? Which probably most people do when you actually think about it. But there's either going to be a box or you take it with you.
Right. And you get given a time-out card?
I was given a time-out card because I wasn't feeling so sure on being in the class for 50 minutes and then doing that for 2 times, then 2 times, then 3 times a day. So I can go out and then I can go down the stairs and get fresh air quickly, and then I can go back into my class in 10 minutes time. Or I can take my work out and go and do it in like a base.
And do you feel that has helped?
But I've not done it.
Well, I mean, in the knowledge, because
yeah.
now you feel a bit more comfortable.
Yeah, because then I know that if I'm not feeling like confident with the people I'm in the class with, like because they're like crowding around me or something, I can just be like...
Because some of your classes have got lower numbers than others, like your...
My year's not a big year. Like,
yeah, it's not a big year, but some of your classes, like the maths class is
really big.
really busy.
That's like 20
Whereas... what other subject? So the history class, I think, has only got 16 in it. So there is enough space for lots of social distancing. Whereas the maths class is a bit more...
Maths is like 30 a class. And then normally social subjects would be like really busy. But because it's all spaced out in different subjects this year, there's normally only like 16 or like 12 people in it. So the same with probably all the free round subjects apart from maths and English.
Right.
It'll be like that.
So you have left school today or this morning, and how are you feeling now? So the other thing is that they can wear a mask at all times if they choose, or not. It's each person's individual choice. The teachers have got to wear a mask if they are going to be
Teaching.
Yeah, so close to you for more than 15 minutes, or if they're treating a pupil who maybe think they have COVID or has been injured for first aid. So they've got to wear a mask then for that. But you have left school today and you're feeling now. How are you feeling?
Better.
You're feeling better?
Yeah. Not as sick feeling about tomorrow. Because I think if I didn't go in and you were like, no, you're going to school, then I would have just been like feeling really sick. Because I know that I don't... It's not that I don't... Well, it's not that I want to go, but that I feel safer going. And then I feel like I'm just kind of not going because it's not safe, but then it is quite safe.
So Mason normally attends school really well and doesn't normally have any issues whatsoever. She's had like 100% attendance and is normally, you know, really engaged in school and stuff. But this is quite not normal for Mason to feel how she's actually been feeling, which is why I thought that it was probably best for me to contact the school. And as I say, the school have been really very understanding and have says, you know, if she wasn't feeling up to, you know, a whole day in school and stuff, that she could take some time out in the afternoon or, you know, spend half a day in school.
They only really want to do that for the first couple of
Yeah.
weeks, the first month, and then it's kind of back. Unless it gets like a wee bit worse again, but we still need to stay in school, then.
But you, all in all, you have left today feeling much more confident. She has decided that she's going to go in tomorrow and she is going to give it her best shot
Yes.
at being there and see how it goes. And I think her going in today and seeing the school and seeing the setup and stuff has been really good for her, because it means that she now knows that what the sanitation or sanitising situation actually is. And they've got to, if they've been out, so if Mason went out in a time out, then she would need to re-sanitise her hands and stuff like that before she went back in again. And I think you're now feeling more confident on going into school, because up until, you know, this morning, as I say, even when she was going into school, she was like, no, I'm not up for this at all. And as I say, that's not normal for Mason. She's normally 100% attendance, and so it's very, very unusual for her.
We're also not allowed to wear ties or blazers.
Yeah, which Mason is particularly bummed about for our tie, because her tie is her.
When it actually is fixed nice, because this was already like this, but when you actually fix it nice, like when you actually do it, it's...
That she put it on today so that she could try on her shirt and stuff before she goes tomorrow. So yeah, and school is cashless. It's going to be cashless. They're not taking any money for things, for lunches or anything like that. They're not taking cash. So again, that is cutting down on the handling of money and crossovers and contamination and stuff. So yeah, you are feeling a bit more confident and ready for tomorrow now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also it's only
They're also doing staggered breaks, staggered lunches, staggered starting and finishing times. So
and there's only us and above, so S3 and above is in tomorrow, and then the S1s and S2s will be back on Monday and everybody will be in.
right.
And nobody is allowed inside the big hall either.
So Mason is actually in S3 now, and she is 14 almost. It's her birthday on Tuesday. It's John's on Monday. So she is almost 14. So just so that you can, so that maybe the English kids can maybe gauge for age wise and stuff. So that's what age Mason is, and how she's actually feeling. Do you have anything left to?
No.
I would probably say if any young person is watching and is feeling how they actually are, then do speak to your school. Get your parents to speak to the school. And oh, a wee early morning, Mason. A wee yawning there. So yeah, get your parents to speak to the school and arrange to go in and see, you know, how your school setup is going to be, and it should maybe make you feel a bit more confident, and even for your parents, because I wasn't, and probably amn't, so happy on Mason actually going back, which is why normally I can, if Mason is not happy about something, normally I can talk her around, and she normally comes to listen to how I actually, to what I'm actually saying. But I am feeling very much like Mason and not entirely sure about the whole school process or whole school going back process, but it seems as though the schools do seem to have it in hand. I actually received a really nice text message from one of the football mums, who is actually a school teacher through in Edinburgh, and she says that she was in work and her school is, by the sounds of it, they've got it together as well. So it seems as though, and one of my friends, she's actually a pupil support teacher, so she had messaged as well and says about her school system. And yet, by the sounds of it, it's not just Mason's school who is actually on top of it. It sounds as though that a lot, and if not all, of the schools actually have it. I was speaking to the janitor cleaner as well, and they says that doors and handrails and all that will be sanitised and cleaned, and there's bottles of sanitizer in each class, and if the kids are needing their hands sanitised at any point in time, then they can just go and get some sanitizer off one of the teachers. Mason's pastoral care actually gave her a wee...
It's over there, but the tags are not.
Individual hand sanitizer, so she's putting it on her bag, and she will be able to use that as well. We're getting her some sanitised wipes so that if she's going to the toilet or going into her new class, she can wipe down her desk and she can feel a bit more confident for herself. There's only one person allowed in the toilets at a time. I've seen signs for that. I've seen only one person, one visitor allowed in the office at a time. So yeah, it sounds as though the schools actually have it pretty much together. Yeah, so well done to the head teacher at Mason's school, who has seemed, and her staff, who actually seem as though they have worked tirelessly to actually get to us to the point that we actually are at the moment. Some of the children actually started back yesterday because they were doing staggered starting. So yesterday it was the S5s, S6s and the first years that went back. So Mason's is tomorrow. So yeah, well done to all the staff of Mason's school, and to any of the schools who actually have got it on hand. Well done to all them for well done to all them for getting the kids back after 5 long months of home learning. They have been brilliant throughout, and yeah, very... Stop. So is that you? Do you have anything left to say?
No.
No, you don't.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss McNaught, for actually having
My back.
our back. And yeah, so as normal, I hope that this video has found everybody safe. Stop.
I'm looking at the light because I get a good bit of light in when I go.
So I hope this video has found everybody safe and well. If your kids are back, let me know down below how they have felt, and if they've not, then comment down below, and if there's any questions that Mason can maybe answer, then we can maybe do that for you.
Q&A, oh my god. I ask questions.
You're just nuts.
But yeah.
Yeah, so yes. Is that you? Right, good. So until next time, please take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, keep in mind to give them a wee phone and find out they're all okay. And if you can't be good, at least be kind.